4th week of October 2019, more than half a decade. Looking back at footage from 2019 is like opening a time capsule. Sometimes it feels like yesterday. Other times it feels like watching a different person entirely. This clip right here is me in a meeting with an app developer, and just me getting a feel for who can help me get this thing started, because this is something that I have been wanting to do since 2010.
I think that I think it's simple enough that it could even be a really good web application.
Oh, really?
Or, it could at least, in the early stages.
The developer suggested a web app first, lower costs, no app store fees, but I was set on the iOS. Looking back now, I realized I wasn't as flexible as I thought. Because ideally, the original concept was for it to be on the iPad, but my partner was like, no, it needs to be on iPhone or on all cell phones, because not everyone's gonna have a tablet. I was very, I'd say, set on trying to get it as an app. I think it is more like a lesson. Just looking back at this, a lesson in being a little more flexible in how we get there. I don't think I was being as flexible that I thought I was in trying to get this particular goal. I guess sometimes when you're too attached to a certain way to get to the goal, you just don't get to the goal at all. Later that day, Tantrum rehearsal. The routine was getting cleaner, the lines sharper. I think at one point stage left needed some work, but you could see the progress. We'd lost about 3 or 4 dancers due to life commitments, jobs, moving, classes, priorities shifting, but the core group remained.
Practice ended like 20 minutes ago and these fuckers are still here.
It gives a nice little perspective to always see this and see where you were in the journey. I mean, 2019 is what, 6 years ago? Oh my gosh, 5 years ago? Monday morning was a meeting with Rob from Last Call Games. They were developing this AR game that would work through the comic books they were developing. We were primarily there to document about the journey, capture a little bit more of what they were working on. After the meeting was Jordan's swimming lessons. I never learned how to swim, so watching him get used to the water in a way that I never have, it's different. His instructor had this perfect balance of strict when needed, encouraging when deserved, no shortcuts, just progress through persistence. There's this moment where he retrieved something from the bottom of the pool, no floaties, no hesitation, just confidence built through repetition. Yeah, I was very determined to make sure that Jordan knew how to swim. To this day, I still don't know how to swim. I like to do this. I love doing the mundane, regular, just dad stuff, because that part fulfills me. I think what I liked about this teacher too is that she was a little bit more one of the stricter ones. Look at the effort. Oh my gosh. The following day was Jordan had show and tell at school.
Miss Jordan, this is my boy with the penguin, and he's very cute.
Yes.
And he lives in that ocean.
The southern?
He lives in the Southern Ocean, and the continent lives in Antarctica.
And why do you love it?
Because he's so cute.
Because he's so cute.
I love her. Because she's in Lego too. That's my favorite movie.
And the last one, let's see.
Goggles.
Audience, refocus. And remember, we're only using ears.
Audience.
Yes, we're using ears, right? Thank you for holding the quiet sign.
And this is my goggles.
Those are your goggles?
Yeah.
When do you use them?
For swimming.
During swim lessons or
Swim
when
lessons.
you're swim lessons? Can you swim all by yourself now, or are you still taking lessons?
Swim all by myself.
So every time you go swimming, you use it?
Yeah.
It's these moments that were shared by his teacher. They're like windows into the part of his life I couldn't see. This was his world. Who was he becoming? What light did he bring to the room? These small glimpses meant everything. Goddamn son of a bitch. fuck. At this point, I'm not gonna catch up anytime soon. But we're having a ride. It's moments like these the teachers get to share. Because the minute kids start school, that is the majority. That becomes the majority of their life. They're from there, depending on where you're at. 8:30 to 3, maybe 8:30 to 3:30, depending where you're at. And that's a good chunk of time away. And albeit that gives the parents the opportunity to work. Then that's just a huge chunk of time that compounds into like, who is this person becoming? Who are they around? What's the teacher like? And this is just one, a very, 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 very tiny window of what their life is. But it's moments like that I'm grateful for, and moments like this that just remind me like why I love just documenting, even if it's not a finished little documentary, because it just lets you get to keep a moment in time. Thursday, I connected with Brandon and Devin. These are both DPs that I wanted on for an upcoming project. And that's the thing, like they both had different visual storytelling, and that and editing styles mainly, because they can. Shooting is one thing, but editing is the other thing. That's what makes the story come together. Joey can't make it. Fuck, he's gonna be at a retreat. Yeah. Fuck, that's right. Shit. Well, he's doing a lot of dance stuff. He's good. Jordan, who the fuck is Russell? You down to film in December? I texted him. There's a lot, and I'm thinking of giving Alex some strategic choices editing, because I'm like, I normally like knock out 5 in a week, but I'm like fucking hands full with these meetings and putting together proposals. Later that night, Gabby and I met with one of our clients for a contract extension, and right after that, we did an in-person podcast recording. Back then, Vision Paradox consumed 90% of my professional life. Temper Tantrum, maybe 10%. Now, I think it's reversed. 60% Temper Tantrum, 40% VP. I think, as much as I enjoy this, there's just things I just much would have rather have done as well. Like, I originally went into this because I like being creative, but the more clients you bring, you have to delegate and you become more of a manager. And you have to step away from the other creative part. At this point, I was doing more of the producing, putting together proposals for clients, and not as much editing, and I was doing more so reviewing the work. Looking back, it's not just about what happened this week. It's about what was happening while it was happening. The slow shifts, the subtle changes, the small decisions that would reshape everything. Sometimes you don't realize you're in a turning point until you're looking back through a lens 6 years later, watching yourself become someone new. These fragments of time, these captured moments, they're more than just memories. They're measuring sticks for growth, markers of change. Whether it's New Year's or just another Tuesday, sometimes you need to look back to see how far you've come.